this generation has better access to tools and information that could help them get to a better place and to build lives that are more meaningful and more sound and more grounded in who they really are. And maybe our parents and our grandparents didn't have access to that. A couple of weeks ago, I posted a video on YouTube talking about my decision to leave my 9 to 5 job and why I felt like that type of environment didn't serve me. And the amount of responses, I guess, that that video received was a shock to me because I didn't expect so many people to resonate with that message. To be honest, I didn't really, well, before I didn't really talk a lot about why I did certain things. I just kind of had these visions or these dreams that were given to me, and I acted upon them. And I didn't really talk about the process of what went into deciding to do this, or, talk about like what was happening. I just kind of like had the goal, and then the next thing I would share is me doing the goal. But this is different for me because I'm allowing myself to be vulnerable during the process of just kind of figuring it out as I go, like everyone else in this world. But I just wanted to be more honest about what I was actually experiencing. So, with the video I posted about leaving my 9 to 5, I did talk about something that happened with my manager and how it was really just costing me my health and my well being. And I just couldn't allow myself to stay in a situation that, like I said, didn't serve me. So, in this video, I want to talk a little bit more about what has happened since making that decision. So, yesterday, my sisters and I decided to finally register our business. This is a business that we have been talking about for years, and it's something that was placed on all of our hearts, surprisingly. So, when I did decide to walk away from corporate America, I called my sister the very same day and was just like, hey, this is what happened. Are you willing to, finally start this company? And she said, yes, I've been thinking about it for a long time. Let's just do it. So that is what we're in the process of doing now. So in that, with that decision, there will be, traveling back and forth. But I'm willing to do that because I believe in the vision of this company. And also it was given to me and my sisters. So there are 7 of us. My parents had 10 children. So my mom had 7 girls and 3 boys. And the name of our company is 7 Sisters. So this is a registered business. And it's something, like I said, this is just even, it's exciting, but it's also like even wild to talk about because now it's not just us talking about it, on phone calls. Like now this is something that we're actively doing together. And it's exciting to see how much an idea can turn into action, and then that action manifests into something tangible, like I said, getting the LLC, or just like starting to make the products that we're selling and also starting to coach. So it's amazing because it feels like with the rebirth and with the transformation that has recently taken place, it feels like all of this is coming at the perfect time. And I remember talking to one of my sisters, my older sisters, the other day, and I told her, sometimes I wish that I had started this process sooner so that once I graduated from Yale, I would have something to do. Like I wouldn't have had to apply for jobs, and maybe I wouldn't have had that experience. But then I remembered that there is a greater intelligence to this universe, to this world, and maybe God is working in ways that I don't fully understand quite yet. But maybe when I look back, like I have done on previous instances in my life, it all makes sense, right? Like even the things that don't feel so pleasant while you're going through them. I basically told her, like, I wish I had started this sooner, but like I said, she said, we're starting it now, and that's all that matters. But now that we have actually, we've actually started taking action and we've gotten the ball rolling, it feels so natural. It feels like this is what we were supposed to be doing the whole time. This is what I was supposed to be doing the whole time. And that's what I wanted. In that video that I posted, I talked about how I wanted to have work that was aligned with my soul purpose. I wanted to have work that didn't feel like I was feeding a system that didn't care about me. I wanted work that was going to impact and have a positive impact on everyone involved. And the company that we started has definitely started to already show that. It has already started to reveal that this was exactly the right path that we needed to take for right now. You can't make your journey make sense to everyone. And I understand that. Yeah, it looks stupid. It looks dumb to walk away from a high paying job right out of college. Like you don't really have much work experience. But the thing is, like, I've been working on this the entire, like, I feel like for all my life, like everything that I've ever done, every experience that I've ever had, even like wanting to be an artist when I was a kid, which when I shared that story, I wasn't expecting so many people to also have childhood dreams that were squashed by authority figures, or by people who just couldn't understand them. And when that happened to me, like I said, I gave up being an artist. I gave up my creativity, and I traded it in for research, for scientific endeavors, and everything that I thought would help me better understand life and better understand myself. But the thing is, I understand myself a lot better now that I'm just paying attention to who I truly am and who I'm being called to be, most importantly. I do remember one of the comments saying that if you want to just be lazy, just say that. And I actually laughed at this comment because I've worked so hard, and I've watched my parents and my mom, especially after my dad died. She worked extremely hard to provide for our family. She had to become both the mother and the father after the death of my dad. And so it was difficult to watch her work so hard, and now have nothing to really show for it, because my mom, she couldn't go to college, and she didn't manifest the dreams that that she always used to tell us about being an author and a songwriter. My mom is extremely talented, but maybe she just didn't have the space to chase her dreams. Maybe she just didn't have the opportunity to do so, and she sacrificed so much to give to her children. And for me to turn around and make the same sacrifices with my life just didn't really make sense to me, because that means that what she did and what my grandmother did, it was for nothing. Because why sacrifice for your family when your family is going to have to make the same sacrifices? I think that defeats the purpose of what a sacrifice is. And maybe I just don't fully understand sacrifice, but that's just my understanding, right? I don't think that it would make much sense to do that, to go down that path. And also, it was literally like making me sick. And I understand the patterns of disease and health better now because of my training and my degrees in public health and social and behavioral science and human science. And I understand what goes behind, like, the psychological workings of what is manifested in how people behave and act. So I mean, I don't fully understand it, but I have a greater understanding now than I did before. But I have to understand that if I want a different life, if I want something to change, then I'm gonna have to try something different. And getting on YouTube and being vulnerable with my journey, something that I did, like I said previously, with my writings and with the students that I've been coaching for a couple of years. Like, I've been able to be vulnerable in settings like that, but like being on camera is totally different for me. It's scary. It's something that I've never done before. So I'm just trying to get better at, like I said, just sharing my message more through this creative format. And while I build my business, this is also helping me understand where I am at different points in my journey. And when I look back on these videos, I'll be able to have something. So, in all, I definitely don't regret the decision to walk away from corporate America. Um, like I said, sometimes I wish I had decided to bet on myself sooner. I wish I had the confidence sooner to believe that I was smart enough and I was capable enough of just walking down this path. And I didn't always have the self-belief that I have now. Like, God definitely had to develop me along the way. And I know that what I experienced isn't entirely unique to me. I know that now that I've been sharing my story more, and just getting the feedback from people saying I also went through that, or the same thing happened to me, which is completely wild. Like I said, I never talked about these things. And also, like, being an INFJ, like being an introvert, it's not something that I just like share with like groups of people. I will be vulnerable in a one-on-one interaction any day, but just like sharing what I'm going through or what I was going through with crowds of people is it's intimidating. But I feel like it has a purpose, and it serves its purpose here for me, and also maybe the people who hear this message. So yeah, I don't really believe that our childhood dreams and aspirations are given to us by accident. I think that there is an intelligence to it all, and there is a purpose for it all. And you are definitely free to choose to believe otherwise. We all have the free will to believe what it is that we want to believe. But I like to choose beliefs that are self serving. I like to choose beliefs that allow me to express myself creatively, or express myself just more authentically. And honestly, getting back to the things that make me happy, like art, like creating, um, like doing research for the purpose of improving something. Like, to me, that makes more sense than walking down the path that feels like I don't know, like resistance. I don't even think there's a word that I can think about that what it really felt like um to be in that type of environment. It felt suffocating, quite literally. And I'm in a season in my life where I have to express what's inside of me. I have to use my gifts and the talents that God blessed me with to create something in this world that maybe helps make the world a better place. And as cheesy as that sounds, I believe in it because there are people that I look up to that have created amazing things and miraculous things that have changed my life and benefited my life. Like I feel like this generation has better access to tools and information that could help them get to a better place and to build lives that are more meaningful and more sound and more grounded in who they really are. And maybe our parents and our grandparents didn't have access to that. And that understanding has helped me forgive my past and forgive my parents for just dealing with some of the traumas that they had to go through. Like when once you realize that your parents have childhood trauma that they're also trying to heal from, like you understand why it's important to have grace and why it's important to have forgiveness. And I'm not condoning anyone's behavior of neglect or abuse, and I know that people really do experience really tough situations growing up. I'm not denying that. But what I am saying is that we do have access to tools and to information that can help us become better people and that can help us live more meaningful lives. And honestly, that's all I want. I feel like that's all most people want, is to just be okay in life. And I'm not saying that trying to chase something on the outside of you is going to help you live that better life. So I'll end this video by saying thank you so much for your positive and supportive comments. They really do mean a lot. I've actually had to stop because I was completely overwhelmed with just the amount of responses, but I'm grateful, and I'm grateful to have this journey, and I'm grateful to document this journey, and I look forward to seeing you around. Thanks.